unruly during voting to consider the electronic communication tax e-levy proposed by the government in its 2022 budget statement under a certificate of urgency. Members of Parliament from opposing sides of the House were at each other's throat following the move by the first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Joseph Osei-Owusu, the Member of Parliament for Bekwai, who was presiding over proceedings to vacate his seat momentarily to enable him join in the headcount voting. Joe Osei-Owusu had said he would yield his seat to the second Deputy Speaker, Andrew Esiama, while he, Osei-Owusu, was out to be counted and thereafter return to resume his seat. But members of the minority side vehemently protested the procedure and said Joe Osei-Owusu cannot vote as the presiding speaker. And eventually, when he attempted to carry through his decision, some members of the minority attempted to seize his chair and warned he will not return to it to preside over the rest of the proceedings. That action also drew some members of the majority to engage their colleagues, leading to some members actually throwing blows. The sharply divided House was following through with a recommendation of the House's Finance Committee to consider the e-levy under a certificate of urgency. The 25-member committee had voted 13 for the e-levy and 12 against, with the chairman of the committee voting to tilt the process when voting had tied at 12 each. During a voice vote at the plenary, there was no distinct direction of which side had carried the vote, leading to a resort to division to resolve the vote. It was during the head count to conclude the process that the whole confusion erupted. Ahead of the confusion, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, who had presided over proceedings since morning, failed to return to his seat after rising in the afternoon for Joe Osei-Owusu to preside. The House eventually adjourned after midnight on Monday to resume at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. That decision was announced by the second Deputy Speaker, Andrew Esiama. Both the majority and minority sides later held separate press conferences to explain their sides of the story.
This is the time we expect Mr. Speaker to live up to his own bona fide to the people of Ghana, which is to show leadership. I regret to say that we cannot proceed to take decision without Mr. Speaker. We need Mr. Speaker in the House. We need the Speaker of Parliament in the House. Because by the technicalities of our own procedures, if Mr. Speaker is not there, one of our own would have to sit in. And the imperatives of the Constitution are clear, that he would therefore not have the opportunity to have his right of voting as a member.
Technically, this bill is incompetent, and therefore they must consult well. So those of you who didn't understand some of the things we said in the past, simply, so today, or the minority, we have to coin a song, Runaway Majority.
The National Director of the Department of Social Welfare, Reverend Dr. Mrs. Comfort Asare, has advised errant parents to avoid neglecting their children and act responsibly to raise them, else they'll face the law if they shirk their parental responsibilities. She said this during the maiden speech and prize-giving day at the National Daycare Center at Medina in the Lankwantanan municipality over the weekend. Speaking at the event, which was also the maiden graduation and speech and prize-giving day at the National Daycare Center run by the Department of Social Welfare at Medina, Reverend Dr. Asare called on parents to live up to their roles and responsibilities to raise their children.
It is therefore important to understand our responsibilities as parents towards our children. And I also want you to know that Ghana has a law that outlines the responsibilities of parents. If you have never heard of that law today, I'm telling you, and I encourage you to go and read it. That is the Children's Act 560/1998. It has listed the responsibilities of parents, and we are supposed to report parents to the police, those who are irresponsible, for them to be prosecuted. But this has not been going on. So a lot of parents have neglected their children and they've not been punished.
The Principal Director of the National Daycare Center, Mrs. Oparibi Asare, has urged parents to send their wards to school at very early stages to give them good foundation in their endeavors in life. Mrs. Asare said the center, which was founded in 1975, is predominantly for babies and toddlers. She said the children at the crèche go through various activities to develop their basic skills, with activities such as threading and folding to improve their hand and eye coordination skills, as well as literacy, storytelling, and mathematics.
Children are taken through threading and folding activities to improve their hand-eye coordination skills. They are also taken through literacy, creativity, storytelling, and number work, which is known as mathematics in older children. Under creativity, they do coloring, drawing, fingerprinting, brick play, water play, and some outdoor games. There is a blend of Montessori methods with the usage of some didactic materials in teaching the children.
Mrs. Oparibi Asare said even though the National Daycare Center is under the Department of Social Welfare, funding and running of the center has become a very big challenge.
Though the center is under the Department of Social Welfare, we do not receive any funding from the government for the running of the place. This means that the little fees we collect from parents is what is used to run the center, which is woefully inadequate. We do not get replacements for caregivers who go on retirement. This has compelled us to employ casual workers to supplement the caregivers we have. We therefore entreat current and prospective parents to pay fees on time to help us give a conducive atmosphere for the pupils to learn and play. Again, there is no funds to renovate some of our outdoor play materials, especially the merry-go-round and the slides, which are not in good shape. We have some plumbing work to do in changing the metallic pipes at the washrooms into PVC pipes to stop leakages from these pipes. And we'll be grateful if we get some support to fix these challenges.
The graduating children and the school staff put up some shows to entertain the audience, which included music and cultural performances and a fashion show to the delight of the parents and guardians, as well as other invited guests.
The purpose of this graduation is to create awareness of the center, because the center has been in existence since 1975, but it's not well known. And so what we do here, most people don't know. So it's for awareness creation, for people to know what we are doing here. Yes, we do a whole lot of things here. You know, these days, lots of parents are not able to have time for their children because of their work life and the stress. So they are not able to, see their children's developmental needs through with them. So over here, we are able to have time for the children and navigate through all the different milestones that the children go through. But we've had challenges in doing these things. First is with getting replacement for caregivers. When they go on retirement, we don't get others to replace them. So it has forced us to recruit casual workers to replace them so that we'll be able to do the work that we've taken upon ourselves to do, that is giving care to these children. And also we do not have funds We are under the Department of Social Welfare, but the government does not give us anything with which to run this center, and we don't charge school fees, just some little token to maintain the place and all. And we are giving out, our services to the best that we can. So without funds, it's very difficult to do a lot. So we are pleading that at least we should be given some quota every quarter, so that we'll be able to do what we are doing the more.
Some deserving children from the National Daycare Center received various prizes and awards for their academic performance in the school during the year. The principal of the center, Madam Oparibia, in an interview with NET2 TV News, reiterated the positive role the center plays in the community and highlighted some of the challenges the center faced and called for support.
President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on Monday commissioned 3 newly completed offices for some municipal assemblies in the Ashanti region. The municipal assemblies include the Swami Municipal Assembly, the Old Tafo Municipal Assembly, and the Asokwa Municipal Assembly. The president, who commissioned the assembly offices, was in the company of the Ashanti Regional Minister, Simon Osei Mensah, some municipal chief executives of the The government of Ghana has placed a travel ban on Israel, South Korea and Malta commencing Monday, December 20th, 2021. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, the travel ban on Israel and South Korea will last for 14 days. However, the ban on Malta is indefinite. This is in line with the government's drive to control the importation of the Omicron variant of the COVID-19 virus into the country. In the press release on the ban on Israel, the government stated that all travel to and from Israel is restricted, except in exceptional humanitarian cases or during official visits. Israel, on its part, recently placed Ghana on the red list of countries with the highest risk on its health travel notices and restrictions. On South Korea, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration stressed on a temporary travel restriction on all travelers arriving from South Korea from Monday, December 20th, 2021 for a period of 14 days. Meanwhile, on Malta, aside from the indefinite travel ban, the statement from the Foreign Ministry issued last Friday, December 17th, also said Ghana does not recognize any of the COVID-19 vaccine certificates from Malta. To this end, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration stated that the general public should take note of the above and adhere to it accordingly. Presently, the active cases in Ghana is at 973, as stated by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in his 27th address on the COVID-19 situation to the nation. He said so far, 1,255 persons have succumbed to the disease in Ghana from an overall infection of 131,911 persons. Last week, the Ghana Health Service declared December as the vaccination month in an effort to drive up the vaccination rate in the country, especially after the emergence of the Omicron variant of the disease, which according to the World Health Organization is very contagious and spreads faster. The Ghana Health Service efforts to ramp up the vaccination intake follows recent measures to tighten protocols at the Kotoka International Airport, where international arrivals is the highest source of infections of the coronavirus in Ghana. With a target to vaccinate 20 million of the population, the GHS has so far vaccinated about 7 million persons, with about 13 million vaccines available in the country.